Barrett B, any chances on Tyler Biadasz starting? I like that. We can call him Tyler Biadasz if we want to. That's Tyler Biadasz, the rookie center out of Wisconsin. How about 30%? I don't know what the off-season camp stuff is going to look like in the end. Like, I don't know if there's going to be an entire ramp-up period for Biadasz to get used to playing with Dak, and if he's going to need more time, if veterans are going to have a just advantage over the young guys because of the limited ramp-up and normal camp time. So it's possible, yes, but I think Looney is probably the more likely guy, at least for now. All right, Rushmerk 9. What do you think about Donovan Wilson at safety? Well, thank you for the super chat as well. Let's see what he's got. The last year's coaching staff clearly didn't want to play him. Last year's staff viewed him only as a free safety. Like, I don't think people really realize that. He only played free safety. He only came in when Xavier Woods was out or when they had no other safeties altogether. Like, that's the key thing. So for the Cowboys, I think that a chance is going to be had here to get Wilson on the field more. And the new coaching staff, which includes a former Wilson coach at A&M, I think helps him out in the end. But we have to see it happen first and foremost. So again, keep the comments coming here. #Cowboys or Super Chat to get on the show. From Augie, trade Tyrone Crawford, a day 2 pick, and Xavier Woods for Jamal Adams, then sign Griffin or trade for Ngkaoue. I'm not going to trade for Ngkaoue because I don't want to pay Yannick Adams. That's probably too much money spent at one point. For Crawford, I don't think that's a positive asset right now. So you're really looking at a day 2 pick and Xavier Woods for Jamal Adams. I don't think the Jets take that. I still think they'd want a first rounder if that's what the Cowboys are trying to pursue. So I don't think Woods in a second alone is enough to get Adams. Now, if things deteriorate, yeah, I'm going to try to offer that one. Just not convinced that's the route the Cowboys actually end up going. Tim Hargrave is big mad at me. It's your facts, right? He means gets your facts, right? It's okay, Tim. Words are hard, buddy. You are wrong. 48 men dressing every week, 55-man roster every single week. For starters, literally what I said. Except you're missing one key detail. The 55 comes from the practice squad. It is not 55-man on the roster every single week. Those bottom 2 players will rotate back and forth between the practice squad. I did say there were 48 men dressing every week. Made that very clear. It is a 53-man roster plus 2. 2 practice squad players get promoted every single week. I know that's weird and tricky, but that is what the NFL CBA is going to institute for this particular year. Now, this is a fun one that I think you guys might appreciate, okay? The Cowboys have a very rare chance to do what is being called the bird gauntlet, which is when you play all of the NFL teams that are birds. The Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Ravens, the Falcons, and the Eagles twice. So 6 games up there. What will be the Cowboys' record in those 6 games? It has never happened, and I don't think ever will, that a team that can win all of those. Those are some good teams up there. Seahawks, the Ravens, the Eagles won the NFC last year. Cardinals should be better. The Falcons should be better. So predict the Cowboys' record. As Gary says, bird season is open this year for the Dallas Cowboys. So predict that record for me. Honestly, if you go 4-2, I mean, you should be feeling pretty fired up at that point. Like that 4-2 in those 6 games probably ends up being a playoff team for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, Miguel Rodriguez, is there a date on when Smith and Gregory could be reinstated? No, there is no date set. It is up to the commissioner's discretion, which means whenever I feel like it. And it's Goodell, so who knows? And he's got, frankly, more important things to worry about right now. So it's just interesting to me on that front. I don't know when exactly the decision will be made. I still think maybe early June is the date to kind of watch here for the Dallas Cowboys in terms of Goodell's reinstatement. Troy Daniels, with Denver releasing Garrett Bowles, do you think Dallas could target him as a backup for the other? Did they just cut Garrett Bowles today? Troy says yes. I didn't get an alert on that. I know that they declined his 5th-year option. I don't think they cut him today. I don't think so. I just did some quick searching. I don't think they cut him today. So his 5th-year option was declined, which means he's under contract this year, not next year. So I'll approach it from down the road. If he's bad again, yeah, sure, make him into your swing tackle. But I think backup help is kind of what you would expect out of Bowles at this point in his NFL career. From Cy Henderson, couldn't Gallimore replace Antwaun Woods as the backup one tech? Yes, you're right, he could. But I think if you want to maximize Gallimore, you're not playing him as a one tech. You're playing him at the 3 technique spot. And just to be quite blunt and honest here, at this point for me, I am more committed to developing Neville Gallimore, who I liked a lot more coming out than I liked Tristan Hill. Gallimore's a top 40 player for me. Hill was not. And Gallimore's grade was higher than Tristan Hill's grade was. So even though Hill was invested more in terms of draft pick, wasn't by this new regime. Yeah, there was still some coaches involved or some front office guys involved there. But I'm going to invest in Neville Gallimore, and whatever happens to Tristan Hill, if he impresses, awesome. If he doesn't, might be time to move on. So with that in mind, what to do with Tristan Hill? K for keep, T for trade, C for cut. I would prefer to not cut Tristan Hill. You don't save any money. I think you'd be better off waiting a year. Try one more year if you can, but if everyone stays healthy on that defensive line, isn't he the odd man out? I'd rather keep Bradley and I at defensive end. So at that point, it's a little bit tricky to figure out. So if you can get a trade for him, which is probably a mid to late day 3 pick at this point, probably one you have to consider doing if you're the Dallas Cowboys. From Kaiser Sose, Mitch, do you know who that is? Okay, so you said of course. Who is it though? Yeah. He says famous guy on the Cowboys report. So Mitch does not know. Mitch does not know who Kaiser Sose is. James, who's Kaiser Sose? Kevin Spacey's character in The Usual Suspects. There you go, exactly right. Do the Cowboys make it to the NFC Championship in all honesty? I wouldn't consider it likely. This defense is going to need some time to gel. They're kind of rebuilding on that side of the football. Could they compete and push for a playoff spot? Let's give them a chance. Yes, absolutely. Is my end expectation for a team playing against the 49ers, against the Packers, against all these other great teams in the NFC to think they're going to make it for sure? Not really, but it is possible, and that's kind of all you can hope for right now if you're a Cowboys fan. From Marvin, is Bradley and I going to get more sacks than Lawrence? No. If they are both healthy, I think DeMarcus Lawrence has more sacks than games Bradley and I is active. Anai's a 5th-round rookie. If Aldon, Smith, and Gregory are not suspended, they get in over him. Tyrone Crawford gets in over him. He might be inactive. I like Bradley and I, don't get me wrong, but if you're thinking the 5th-round rookie is going to come in and get more sacks than Lawrence, just come on, guys. Let's be reasonable here. Now, if you have more questions, I didn't get to them, but we still got more coming up. Hit me up on Twitter. I am at @WhatGoingDowney. I do tweet out Cowboys stuff, too. I put out a lot of highlight videos, a lot of all 22 footage as well. More Cowboys coverage than what we put up just on here on the YouTube channel. So we got almost 900 people watching. We have 6,000, almost 61,000 subscribers right now. Just wait, did I say 6,000 subscribers? That's way off. 60,000 subscribers. At least I caught it this time, you know? Not all you guys follow me on Twitter. That's okay. I know not all of you have Twitter. But if you do, why don't you? Hit me up at @WhatGoingDowney. Apex the Dragon. Nice name. Does Owuzie have a breakout year now that our DBs will have proper coaching? Turning their heads, playing the ball, playing more than one technique. You hope so, right? That said, I don't know if he will. Confidence is a real thing at corner. We've seen it ebb and flow at times for various players around the NFL. I want to say yes, but I just don't know. The Cowboys thought the breakout was going to come last year, and it didn't happen. The opposite happened. So let's wait and see, I guess. Nolan Novotny, if I pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry. What's a good Jamal Adams trade for both the Cowboys and the Jets? I think it has to be with a first-round pick, right? Like if it's fair for both teams, that means the Jets aren't quite getting what they want, which was a first plus, and the Cowboys are giving up more than what they want, which is probably not a first-round pick. So I think it kind of begins with a first-round pick, and then it goes from there. From Fruity Gorilla, do you see Donovan Wilson getting more playing time? I mean, he barely played last year, so certainly plausible. The new DB's coach, Maurice Linguist, coached Wilson at A&M, so there is a connection there, a rationale behind it. I'm going to go with yes. That makes sense for the Cowboys in terms of giving him more playing time, but I don't think he's better than Xavier Woods or HaHa Clinton Dix. So we'll see what the role actually looks like for Donovan Wilson. He is still cheap. He is still young. So even if there isn't that, same preseason breakout that he had previously, we'll see. I think it's possible, but I'm not going to consider it likely right now. Now, we've told you guys about this in the past, and so many of you got one of these Cowboys face masks. They're kind of backed up right now. So if you want to get in line now so you have it later on, maybe get going on it. It's chatsports.com/CowboysMask. This way you can stay safe and, try and help football to come back on time, because I don't know about you guys. If there's no football, I'm going to be in trouble. So chatsports.com/CowboysMask. Get a Cowboys mask. They're 3 for $24 right now. We know that we've been told that there's a line right now. So get in line while you still can before it gets longer and longer. We'll put the link in the comments and the description as well. Josiah Mondragon, if Gregory plays, will he have more sacks than Lawrence? Probably not. Guys, even if Gregory plays, our expectations are kind of out of whack right now, okay? The goal for Gregory playing should be 5, okay? That should be the goal for Gregory. He didn't play last year. He's missed more games than he's played in his NFL career. I know he's a great athlete, but I got to dial it back here just a little bit. All right, Cameron Parker, in your opinion, who do we add at defensive end, or are you okay with what we have? I have trouble relying on two guys that have not been playing for years. Cameron dialed it back. Thank you, Cameron. Look, it's a very fair point that obviously, I don't really bank on Dorrance Armstrong. Maybe I'm alone in that, but I haven't seen much from him in terms of actual production or pressure or anything. Having Crawford makes me feel better, but honestly, I would go pursue Clowney or Griffin. I can sign them to a 1-year deal, and it's not going to impact my comp pick formula. And if they play great, I lose them in free agency, I get a pick again. I think that's worth doing. From DNA, what are your expectations for Reggie Robinson? 4th-round rookie, so that's my starting point. I wonder if there's going to be a red shirt-ish year for Robinson. I think Diggs will make a bigger impact. Then you've got Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, Chidobe Awuzie, who I think are better right now than Robinson. Okay, so that's your starters. That's 4 guys right there. You're going to have a tough time getting your 5th corner on the field a bunch. Now, I think he could surprise people. I wasn't as high on him as others were, but I know some people who had him higher than Diggs. I think that would be incorrect, but I know there were some people out there who had that mindset. So if there's going to be a surprise Cowboys draft pick, I think Robinson fits the mold for me, but I am expecting and hoping just a redshirt year, develop, and then year 2, he plays a key role potentially as your number 2 corner. Now, if we did not get to your questions, like John Liu, who was upset about something in the comment section, I'm sorry. There were a lot of questions. They've got 1,000 people watching. We can't get to all of them, so I'm sorry, but I thank you all for watching. So my DMs are open. I'm fully aware that we can't get to all of them. So hit me up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. I see Joe Fritz already messaged me. I'll get to them all here, guys. So just hit me up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.